Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakak Badash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I'll say Shalom to these brothers and sisters out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's going to be on the topic of the spiritual, the digital aul. Alright, is what I'm going to be calling it. In this one, there was a lesson that Elder Tahar put out just recently. Let's see if I can go find it. Let's see. I actually just had it up. Alright, so this is the one right here. It's called "And He Spake as a Dragon." And in this video, Elder Tahar refers to the I'm just going to go say it. They might take the video down, but the MOTB, alright, the Biz Markie, alright, you know what we're talking about at this point. If you don't, you should have been watching some videos, alright. So he refers to it as a digital aul, alright, and we're going to get into what that means here a lot later in this lesson, Lord willing, alright. And so we're going to get right in here. Bear with me. Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai thankfully allowed me to get my hands on some better video equipment. I got a better mic. The mic that I had, I had to wear it on my head. It was actually a headset, and I don't like. It's lucky I didn't like doing lessons with a big headset on my head, and it hurt my ears, hurt my head after a while. So I ended up getting a little mic and actually got a webcam. So I don't have to, it's easier instead of going on my phone, alright? But anyway, so bear with me, I'm still working everything out, should work as planned, alright? But anyway, without any further ado, we're going to get right in here in the scriptures, alright? This is Psalms 58:3, and it reads, "The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies," alright? So, as some of you know, where in recent news, the JAB, alright, zombie juice, got FDA approval, okay? So it's going to be dealing on a topic of that and leading to the digital aul, alright? And they're probably going to take this shit down, most likely, but, you know, if they don't, hey, that's good, but if not, I'll just if they do end up taking it down, it'll be up on my BitChute. Alright. So this once again is Psalms 58:3. "The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." Alright, and this is the wicked they're speaking to here is speaking of here is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. So they're gonna come out with and say these things that sound just, you know, magnificent to most people. Alright. They're gonna sound like they can do miraculous things, okay, like you got the what are they calling it, the it's the Neuralink by Elon Musk, alright, and what that's supposed to do is that's a chip that they're apparently going to be implanting in people's heads, alright, and that's going to be, they're saying that it's going to be able to make people that are paralyzed or have other bodily issues able to walk again or be mobile again, alright? And so these things that they're coming up with, alright, just like you got the zombie juice, alright, that they're coming up with, it's basically their version of miracles is what they're calling them, alright? They're things that people want, alright? People were out here scared and locked up, alright, in their homes. And what they wanted, what was the zombie juice. So they came out with the zombie juice, and you know, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and on down have told you not to get the stuff, all right? And it's true, don't get the stuff. You don't know what's in it, all right? Now it's FDA approved, but so is tons of other items that we have no idea what's in it, all right? So these people are going to come at you and bring these wonderful things, so-called wonderful things, all right, that's going to make you want to take these things, all right, but you're not to take those, okay, and we're going to get into that later. This is Job 13:4, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value, all right. So if we grab physicians, all right, healers, practice medicines. Now this has different terminology too as well, but if we just use it as it is plain, all right, a person qualified to practice medicine, all right, you forgers of lies, you're all physicians of no values. Once again, talking about Esau, Edom, okay. So these people, they're not going to heal you, okay, because healing you, that doesn't bring in money, okay. If you treat something, you can make a customer for life, but if you heal something, that's just a one-time payment, all right. And they're not looking for a one-time payment. They're looking to have you coming back and back and back for more, all right. Now, this is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so these things that this devil's gonna come at you with, and in these inventions, in these medicines, in these practices, all right, they're gonna sound real smooth. They're gonna sound like, oh wow, that's great. Why shouldn't I go and get it? All right, but war was in their hearts. Okay, so deep down inside, they're not trying to help. They're not trying to help at all. What they're trying to do is they're trying to push an agenda. Okay, and that's what these devils are about. They're always about pushing an agenda. Everything you see on the news, all right, they're getting people to fight against each other, all right. It's all just part of their agenda, all right. This is what they want, okay. But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, okay. So they're going to sound real smooth, all right, but behind that smoothness is a sword, okay. And a sword is basically a meaning. It can mean multiple things. It can mean a gun, a literal sword. It basically just means murder, all right. It's basically, the sword is a killing tool, all right. So, and that's Esau's blessing, is the sword, all right. It is death, essentially, all right. Psalms 10:5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight, as for all of his enemies he puffeth at them, okay. So grievous, let's grab grievous. I like getting the definitions of these things, all right, even if a lot of brothers already know what they are, okay. Of something bad, very severe or serious. Grievous, all right. Serious, severe, grave, bad, terrible, awful, damaging, wounding, afflicting, agonizing, painful, traumatic, all right. Deplorable, all right. If we grab deplorable, shockingly bad in quality, all right. Regrettable, wretched, let's grab wretched, poor quality, very bad, okay. So his ways are always very bad, all right. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight, as for all of his enemies he puffeth at them. And what that's talking about is his enemies, he's basically just blowing smoke, like pff, that's what he's doing, all right, because he knows he's got control on most of the people, and he knows he's got control over a lot of the Jakes as well, all right. A lot of Jakes, okay, a lot of the 2/3, okay, because a lot of you 2/3 Jakes out there following this man, like he's got you on a damn leash, all right, like you're his dog, okay. And if a dog can run away, so can you. You can get away from that, all right, and get into the truth. But you're perfectly fine with living in a society under Esau's rules, okay. You're perfectly fine with all of the grievousness that he's leaving on you, all right, and all of the wicked things that he's doing, all right. You're perfectly fine with this because you have your own agenda in your head, all right. You're not worried about this devil going down. You're not worried about the things that are to come, all right. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushai returning. What you're worried about is dropping a new album, or hanging out with your friends, or going out and partying, okay. You're not worried with spiritual matters. You're worried with carnal matters, all right. And that's not how you should be. Now this is Ecclesiasticus, or aka Sirach 12 and 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right, and his wickedness is rusting. All right, and what that means is basically he's breaking down. All right, if you ever look at a piece of metal, all right, that's been laying out in water and the sun's hit it and it's been laying just anywhere, you know. Eventually, when this let's say it's a wrench, all right, because it happens to tools a lot. All right, let's say you got a wrench, a brand new wrench, all right, and then you put that in water, and then you throw it somewhere out in the middle of a field, and you just leave it. All right. Now, 100 years, 200 years down the road, even way before that, all right, 30 years even, okay, it'll start. That thing will start falling apart. All right, that wrench won't even look like a wrench anymore. All right, if we get just show you, you know, some people might not have seen a whole lot of rusted things before. Actually, you know, it's that rusted sword that they found. All right, for example, like these. All right, that they found. As you can see, these things are rusting and they're completely falling apart. Okay, you can see the edges, they're no longer clean, all right, anymore. They got nicks out of them. They're scraped up and chipped, okay? And that's what's happening to Esau, Edom's wickedness, okay? They're starting to get those burrs and those chips in them, all right? They're slowly starting to be revealed, okay? Through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now this is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And woe is speaking of war as well. There in the Bible it speaks of the first woe and the second woe and the third woe. All right, and the third woe is the last woe that there is, and that's the World War III. All right, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, and that's exactly what these devils are doing. They're decreeing all these unrighteous decrees. All right, they're decreeing that if you don't have the zombie juice, all right, that you can't work in certain places. All right, and that's only going to get worse. They're saying you can't go on flights. All right, on certain flights without the zombie your zombie papers, essentially. All right, and they're saying that what else? Certain events, all right, restaurants, buildings. Okay, I was watching a video with that Elder Menatza Zakpa did earlier, all right, and he said that some of the brothers that were talking to him were already saying that there's already some places that they can't go into. All right, and I personally haven't had that issue yet over here. We're in completely different areas. All right, he's up on the East Coast, I'm on the West, but it's only a matter of time before this starts rolling out everywhere. All right, and it's just a matter of time before these decrees start getting more and more grievous. All right, and basically to where you can't do anything without having the zombie juice and leading up to the Bismarcky or the Digital Aul. All right. So, moving on. This is let's see. Now we'll just go with here. We'll go with it. All right. This is 2nd Esdras 6 and 9, and it reads, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." All right. And as you know, most of you know, Jacob is Jake also. Jakes are of what the world likes to call the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the beginning of what is going to follow after Esau, the so-called white man, basically gets what's coming to him. All right. When Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back and frees his elect. All right. And then the 2/3 gets punished, all right, and then Esau gets punished, all right. This is talking about nuclear warfare that's going to be going down, all right. And after that, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be the beginning of after this world is passed away, all right. It doesn't mean the world's literally going to explode, all right. They always show that in movies and stuff like that. The earth ain't going nowhere, all right. The people are, okay, and the earth's basically going to be a new a new earth, all right, and a new kingdom. And the kingdom that we're going into, all right, as Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, isn't going to be Esau's kingdom, all right, because we're going to be swapping places, all right, because right now we're in a lowly state here in Babylon, all right. So and even the Jake scattered across the world, all right, because the wine of Babylon has reached all corners of the earth, okay. So I forgot what I was going on with there, but anyway, we're going to be put in that place over Esau, all right. They're going to be slaves. We're going to be switching places. We're here in captivity, and they're in rulership. And when we switch over, when Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back and gets his elect out, all right, Lord willing, we're part of that number, all right, we're going to be the ones ruling, and Edom is going to be in captivity, as well as the other heathen nations, all right. But Esau is going to go in for 1,000 years, and then after that, they're done, all right. They're not going to be around anymore. They're going to be dematerialized, all right, as if they were never even around, all right. Now the other heathen nations, they're going to do their 1,000 years of captivity, all right, and then they're going to go and live in their little villages, all right, and we're still going to be still going to be ruling over them, all right, but it's not going to be the same subject as with Esau, Edom, all right. I'm saying all right too much, Lakia. This is Revelation 13 and 16. It reads, and this is going into the Bismarcky, the spiritual Aul, all right, which is going into with the spiritual Aul and what we were talking about before with the zombie juice and unrighteous decrees and all these other things. What that's all doing is it's leading up to what we're mentioning right here and right now. Okay, this is Revelation 13 and 16. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And it's plain and simple. I'm sure you know what the Slovakia almost said it. I already said it once. I'm not going to try to say it too much, but if they take it down, they take it down. But the spiritual Aul, all right, this thing right here, as you can see right there, this thing right here, okay, is what their grand scheme of things is leading up to. Okay, that's why you see them putting these mandates in places. You can't go into certain places without these things, and that's basically just a testing measure. That's a trial. It's a trial, so to speak, to see how things go before they implement this. And it's not if they implement it. It's 100% when. It's just when. All right, when it decides to get implemented, and that isn't necessarily when they choose. That's Yahweh Shem Yahushai is choosing whenever he decides that it rolls out. All right, that's when the devil will have this thing roll out. And yeah, let's read it one more time. Lucky, let me grab a drink. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man may buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, and I just want to drive it in because I've heard it. The zombie juice. All right, this thing that's not the mark of the beast. Okay, the mark of the beast is a different thing. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it up. All right, if they take it down, they take it down. This right here. All right, this is what the Bismarcky or the digital the spiritual Aul is, and as you see, if you look at that, all right, it's not necessarily the same thing, but it's coincidentally looks a lot like an Aul. All right, but it's not an Aul, so to speak. All right, we're just using that as a name because we're going to get into what the digital Aul really is. All right, And this is Revelation 16:2. All right, so if you decide to go ahead and get this thing, all right, these are the things that are going to befall you. All right, so this is Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and this is speaking of the angels. And the first went and poured his vial upon the earth, poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right, and I just said it, but like I said, I'm not gonna change up scriptures just to get around this devil's agenda. All right, if he takes it down, he takes it down. That's just, if he takes us down, he's proven a point. All right, now, so this is talking about when you get this thing, all right, and here or here, okay, an angel is going to pour out spiritually. All right, there's not going to be an angel come down and literally pour out a vial, okay, that we know of. But when this decree goes forth from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, it says, okay, do it. The angels are going to go ahead and do it, and you're going to start seeing these people that went and got this thing. All right, and I'm not talking about the Bismarcky. I'm talking about the picture I just showed you. Okay, when you get that thing, all right, eventually there's going to be a grievous sore. All right, it's going to be nasty looking. Who knows what it's going to do exactly? Your whole arm could fall off. Who knows? Okay, a grievous sore upon the men who had the MOTB, and upon them who worshipped his image. All right. Skipping that one. Now we're getting into some juice. All right, some meat. Now, the people that are going to take this things, it's going to be Edomite. It's going to be all nations. All right, all nations are going to be getting this thing. All right, but specifically to Jake, if this scripture right here, I'll just read it and then I'll get into it. Mark 8:35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. All right. So if you're out there and you're thinking about getting this thing, or we're already in the end times and you get this thing, all right, because you think it's gonna, you're not gonna be able to eat, you're not gonna be able to go anywhere, and you're trying to preserve your own life. All right, that's going to be your downfall. That's going to be the end of your life because you went and did that. All right, but if you lose your life, all right, if you don't take it, and now you can't go in any of these these places, all right, and instead of putting your life ahead of the truth, you're putting the truth ahead of your own life. All right, the same shall save it. All right, so and that's what we're looking to do in this truth. All right, we're more concerned with spiritual matters than preserving our lives. All right, now that's not saying everybody wants you want to die, all right, all the time, okay, but we think of things in a spiritual sense. All right, we're not looking at them carnally. If we die here, all right, from a righteous cause, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to bring us back. Okay, but if you do something like this, just trying to preserve your lifetime, okay, the Most High is going to kill you. All right. So let's read on. Read this one more time. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? And that's deep, all right? So if you go and get this thing because, you're going to be able to feed your family. I got to feed my family. I got to do these things, okay? So you get this to go and feed your family, all right? And then Esau, Edom turns the shit off, okay? What about that? They turn the shit off. Okay, how about that? I'll just say that. That's the first thing that happens. They turn it off. All right, you did something that they didn't like. Now you don't have no money because of the lock behind it. You can't enter a building because the shit's disabled. All right, you still already got it, so you already went off. All right, you already committed the sin. All right, and then so now you have nothing. And then at the end, when Yahweh Hashem Yahushua comes back, you're gonna burn in nuclear hellfire. All right, so what did you gain? What did you profit? And the answer is nothing. You didn't gain anything. Okay. This is speaking of the prophets. All right, and I'm talking to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? So they're saying, look, we put everything down. All right, we left houses. All right. We dropped everything that we had in the world to pursue the truth and to follow after you, Yahushua. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so we have plenty more rewards. All right, if you can't eat here or something like that, in the end, all right, theoretically, because if you're in this truth and you're of the elect, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua isn't going to let you starve. All right, maybe for a few days, but he's not going to let you die. All right. Like Menat Zach always says, you could be out in the middle of the woods, and all of a sudden you see a feast, all right, and there's 5 other brothers, all right, and there's a feast, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua brings down a meal for you, all right, if you're in this thing, all right, regardless, okay, if you went and took that thing, sure, you can be in a supermarket getting it, all right, but guess what, you're going to burn in the end, okay, so we have plenty of rewards that are coming for us, all right, and you just got to keep your eye on the prize, as they would say, because there's Esau Edom is going to set these things up in front of you, all right, whether it's the Bismarcky, all right, the Digital Aul, or the zombie juice, all right, the JAB, or whatever they're going or the Neuralink, all right, and they're going to come out with plenty of other things, I'm sure, all right, if they have time. Lord willing, they don't, but they're going to try to come out with all these things to seem very appealing, and there's no reward for it, all right? The only way you're going to get a reward from anything, all right, is if you're of the tribe of Israel, which is the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you're in this truth, all right? And even if you're not in this truth and you end up being a 2/3, all right, you're still going to have to burn and be reborn in the kingdom, but you're still gonna be in the kingdom, all right? And you'll still be an Israelite, okay? And that, not, like I say in my lessons when I mention this, that isn't saying take the easy way out and just keep fucking around because I'll just be reborn. Well, guess what? Now you're a baby in it, all right, and you're not gonna be able to be grown. And if you had a wife or something, all right, your wife could be saved through you, or you could be saved through your wife, and there's chances that you might get brought in with your wife, and she'll be your wife in the kingdom. Perhaps. I'm not saying that's 100%, but that's perhaps, okay. It's likely, okay, or if you had kids or something like that, okay. So, but if you're reborn, all right, you're just gonna be a baby, all right. So, now this is Mark 9:43, and if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. All right, and this is not talking about the Christian's version of hell, where you go down there and you're being poked in the ass with a pitchfork by some red devil dude. All right, this isn't talking about that. It's talking about the nuclear fire. All right, and it says that never shall be quenched, but it's not going to be eternal. All right, it's going to feel like it goes on forever. All right, but if you were anybody, because say if a whole big portion of Esau and Edom took it and just burned there forever, and then Jake, all right, a Negro, Latino, or Native American took it and they're burning there forever, they wouldn't be able to come in the kingdom, all right? And Jake is going to go into the kingdom, all right? All Jake is going to be in the kingdom, all right, ruling over the other nations. And Esau, Edom has to go into captivity, and if they're staying there burning forever, they're not going to be able to go into captivity, all right? But what this is speaking of, all right, is if your hand offends thee, cut it off. It is better to go for thee to enter into life maimed than having 2 hands to go into hell, into fire that shall never be quenched. So it's better to die than to be alive and have got this thing and then have to go through all that. All right, it's just, I don't know why anybody would want the shit anyway. It's disgusting. All right, now this is let's see. Moving on from what you get, if more on if what you get if you take this thing. This is Revelation 14:8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast or his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb," speaking of Yahushai. Alright, so you're going to be burning, if you take this thing, you're going to be burning in the presence, alright, of the angels and of Yahushai. Okay, of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're basically going to be watching you and just looking at you, alright, like you're some kind of idiot. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. We'll leave it at that. Alright, so now we got that out of the way. You know what happens if you take it. Alright, and now we're getting into the why it's called the Digital Aul. Alright, this is Exodus chapter 21, and this is starting at 1, Salakia. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. Salakia, let me grab a drink. Alright. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years shall he serve, and in the 7th he shall go free for nothing. Alright, so if a Hebrew is slave to another Hebrew, alright, he shall serve for 6 years, and in the 7th year he goes free, alright, for nothing. And if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. So if you came in single, you go out single. If you came in with a wife, you go out with your wife. Alright? And if his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. So if you're if you were if you were a servant, alright, and you went in there and the master said, alright, you may have this wife, alright, and you take that wife and you bear children with her, alright, when you leave, you cannot take her with you, alright, because she's property and the kids are the property to the master, alright. And if the servant shall say plainly, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, alright. So if this happens, alright, if this happened, and you're like, well, I don't want to leave my wife, I don't want to leave my children, okay, I'd rather just stay here. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges, he shall also bring him to the door and unto the post door, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. Alright, so right here, this is Exodus chapter 21, 1 through 6. Alright, and what this is basically why I brought this up is because Elder Tahar, Apostle Tahar, in his video, which was going on with a baby being taken away, but he was likening the MOTB, the Bismarcky, alright, to this situation here, alright. And basically what the comparison is when you get that the Bismarcky, alright, when you get that and Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back, that's essentially almost like this situation here, alright, where you've said, I love my master, alright, you love Esau Edom, okay, you love Esau Edom, and you don't want to go free, you want to stay here, alright, you want to stay here with the things that you have, and the possessions that you have, alright, and when Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back, he's going to see that, and he's going to pass right over you and be like, alright, cool, I ain't taking you, you're done, alright, he's going to, tells the angel, hey, mark him down for the hellfire, alright, he chose his way, alright, not literally, but, just saying, something like that. You don't know how he's going to say it, but he's going to mark him off, like, alright, cool, you're going in the hellfire, you're coming up in the chariots with me, alright, you are too, so it's going to be like that, alright. Now, this is, I'm going to leave off with, Esau and Edom. Okay, one more time, just to drive it in, that when this happens, when all this goes down, and after the MOTB and all these things, all right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back, all right, and starts destroying this place. Zobadiah 1 and 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So when Esau, Edom, all right, when after Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back and kills them, and they get rebrought in the kingdom as slaves, all right, they're going to be cut off forever after their 1,000 years, all right, forever, not for a little bit, all right. After 1,000 years, they're done. I'm driving that in, done. Not like, it's not going to be like the other heathen nations where they go back into dwelling. Once their 1,000 years up, they're done. It's like they never existed, ever. There's not going to be any remnants of them, nothing. They're done. They're cut off, all right. Now this is also speaking about Esau, Edom, all right. And wait, no, Slovakia. Yeah, alright. Yeah. So, this one's for Esau, Edom. Yahweh shall likewise destroy thee forever, speaking of Edom, forever. He shall take thee away, and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living, Selah. Alright? So you're going to be plucked out of your little throne, alright? And basically thrown away. And the righteous shall also see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Alright? Yeah, we'll keep reading on. All right. So the righteous are going to see that and laugh at Esau being plucked out. This is Psalms 52 and 7, reading on. Lo, this is the man that made not Yahweh his strength. He never trusted. Esau, Edom never trusted in the Most High. Okay, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. All right. So we're looking forward to getting out of this place. Or we're waiting for everything to go down. We want more worse things to happen. All right, we're looking forward to it, because every terrible occurrence that happens means we're only getting closer and closer to the return of our Savior Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and we hate this place. We don't want nothing to do with it. It's terrible, and it's Slovakia. I wanted to grab this real quick. This is back on talking about that all right. Now, right here, if we go into it, all right, it says right here, this is Exodus 21 and 6, all right. If you go in here, the blue letter, and you go down to it, and find his with an all right, you go to Greek translation, Hebrew translation, up here at least. It's Martseah, let's see.
Strong's H, 4836. Martseah.
Alright, I'm not good with pronouncing that, but the Aul speaks of an owl, alright, like an A-W-L, spelt a little differently, a boring instrument, alright, and that's what this is, alright. They use it for leather working or whatnot, alright, and that's what that was used for the piercing of the ear. But if you look at the I'm not going to pull it back up. I already showed a picture earlier of the chip, all right, and you saw the little needle, all right, and it looked very similar, all right. Not that it's the same thing, we're just using it in for an example, all right. But anyway, like I was saying, we're looking forward to getting out of this place, and we're looking forward to more destruction and disaster coming upon this place, because that only means we're getting closer to the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, our Savior, to come back and deliver his elect, Lord willing. We're part of that number, and destroy the wicked, okay, whether they be whatever nation, all right, whether it's Jake, Esau, Edom, Moab, whatever nation, all right. If they're not of the house of Jacob, they have no chance. Okay. Now Jacob has a chance, but the 2/3, they're gonna have to get cut off as well, because we have to be sifted. All right. They have to sift out. It has to sift out all those bad grains, essentially. All right. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, it was edifying. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakak Dash. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters. Until the next one, Lord willing. Shalom.